So I had a problem on my VWT6 van, and the more I've been getting different problems and stuff, the more I decided that I would invest in some tooling so I could just look at things myself. So I got VCDS on an old laptop and tested that, and I got 3 errors because my van started playing up. One was the glow plug 3 with the pressure sensor on it. One was lack of communication to one of the modules, and it had been in the garage and they had no idea what it was. So let's go and have a look. So this is the kit I just bought, the V200 Pro. I decided I would invest in this and have a go at it myself rather than keep taking it to the garage, because I like to understand how things work anyway. So this was the box it all come in, and let's go take a look. So here's the van, and we've got the unit connected up. So this is the Pro version, so it comes with the circuit probe, but this also works as the basically putting out the signal for the wire tracer. So if you put it into mode 2 on this switch here, connect it up to the battery, put the red wire onto the wire you want to probe or send a signal down, you can then trace it with the other part, which is the circuit tracer. So basically the error that came up, I got told, people said, the garage said they weren't sure what it was. They weren't sure if it was my digital instrument cluster I'd had fitted. I actually went to ChatGPT because ChatGPT actually has a really good knowledge or access to the errors for VCDS and comes back with some very helpful information. And it told me it was basically lacking communication from the smart alternator on the LIN bus cable. So this here, you can just see it, this green and yellow wire that connects up to the negative terminal on the battery, that is the connector for the smart alternator and the LIN bus. So the yellow and green wire is the LIN bus wire, and I just sort of mocked up a pot rivet there to connect it to, and let's show you. So this is the circuit tracer. You just turn it on down the side here. You've got a volume. You can also put headphones in the bottom, and then when you push this button, you can hear the signal that this device is putting out. So the louder the signal, the better it's reading it. You hear that? You can follow this down, and that is what I did. I followed it down, and would you believe it? It found the break in the wire. Wasn't exactly that hard either. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm working underneath the van. It wasn't the easiest for me to crawl under there and get to, but I did quite very quickly find where the brake was, and it's really quite hard to see once I opened it up, but I'll try and get under there and show you. But I basically just kept following the loom, and once it got to the bit where the brake was, it just starts to go quiet, and once it starts to quiet, then it goes completely off, and once it starts going quiet, that is pretty much exactly where the brake was. So let's see if we can get underneath and show you. So if we come under the van, this plastic loom or shroud, this is what the cable runs through, going all the way to the smart alternator. I had seen a video of someone finding the brake down here, just sort of underneath that oil filter. I'd seen a video of someone finding it there. It wasn't there at all for mine. Mine was much further back up here. So I don't know if you can see up there. So basically, let's show you what happens. So down here, I was getting no reading at all. Here I'm starting to get some signal back. Signal, it goes quiet, and then it goes nothing. So let's crawl underneath and show you. If we come under the van, I'd seen lots of people having, and don't mind me, this is not the most pleasant place to be, I had seen lots of people say I'd seen some people, sorry, having a break sort of just below this oil filtery thing. I say thing because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm no automotive expert. Anyway, mine, however, there's a clamp that was holding this conduit, just pushes onto these. I removed that, and if we have a look, this is the circuit tracer. So we turn it on, and then when you push the button, it will trace the circuit. So you can hear that. Came along to like here. You hear it's nothing. Quiet. Gets quiet. Nothing. So if you look, there it is. After unwrapping it, you can see there's the damaged bit of cable. That's where it's lost connection. I'm going to cut that piece out, solder in a new piece because there's not really enough length on this cable to do it without doing that, and we'll get a new bit fitted in there, and that should clear the LIN bus error on the van and allow the DPF to do a regen, because it won't do that, and well, that wire is still broken and it can't speak to the smart alternator. So yeah, so this device, which was like 80, let's zoom out, sorry, a really bad video. This device, which was like £82, really has paid for itself in just one job, because what's a mechanic? 80 to £100 an hour. This device, and you don't have to buy the Pro version, so they do this just the wire tracer, not the Pro version. You can have just the wire tracer for something like, I think it's like £25–30. I bought the Pro version because when I saw videos on the all the other uses you can use it for, I was like, well, sod it, let's go for the Pro version, and I'm sure it'll pay for itself with other faults in the future. So I just need to get that cut out and fixed, and yeah, well impressed with that. I'm not impressed with being stuck under the van like this, but finding that, I'm well impressed. It's times like these I love the little works tool. Let's get our little soldering iron. Got a broken wire under the van. Got to crawl under there. Try and solder in a new bit. Get rid of this error. So there it is. It was worn out in the middle, there was just no wire. Got this bit that's roughly a similar gauge. Still green and white, so we're going to solder this piece in with some heat shrink either side to seal it all back up, put it all back in the loom, re-tape up with electrical insulation tape up this end because there was some sort of tape over it, and then that should solve the problem. So there we go, there's our new soldered in section. Now we just got to test it. It's got a heat shrink either end. We can test it, make sure that it traces past where the brake was, so as long as it follows along the loom now, we can get all of this tied back up, fixed in, taped up, stuck up under the van, good to go. So we weren't getting any signal at all once we came past that bend and that brake which was up there, as you can see, but now it obviously gets a bit faint because it's inside the thing. Now working. Job done. Let's get this van fixed. I'll also give a shout out because this is a great tool. The Works MakerX, I think it's called. Yeah, MakerX. It's a little Works set of tools. These have been brilliant. So you've got your cordless soldering iron. You can set the temperature on that. It's got a little display. And it also comes, if you buy I bought all the different attachments because so there's a little air paint brush sprayer. Little mini flap. I've got a flappy disc on there. Little mini grinder. That's only really good for little repairs. You don't want to go. It cuts out if you try anything too heavy. Then there's a hot air blower, so you could use that for the insulation, the heat shrink as well. I used a little blowtorch because I just needed it done quick. And then there's a little grinder. So yeah, this kit's really handy because it's all in one box. Take it anywhere, cordless. I use this one quite a lot, so that's what I just used to solder that back up. But let's get the van finished. Thanks for checking out the video, and yeah, it's just to show you can do these things by yourself, and the tools are worth the investment, so well worth it in the long run. Well happy with that.